Number 3 theory relating to origin of state is the matriarchal theory. This matriarchal theory is developed and their main exponent are MacLennan, Morgan and Jenks. The matriarchal theory gave importance on the authority of the female. So, in a marriage, the groom stays in the family of the bridegroom, and that head of that family is always a female, and that female is having absolute authority over all members of that family, and she decides about all the affairs of that family. And such families are based on the polyandry system, where naturally after marriage the male member or the groom always stays with the female's family, and gradually the polyandry family system grows and developed into hordes, and in hordes the authority of the female is always having the command over all the members of that family. So, in matriarchal theory, exactly it is referred to the authority of the female or the mother who is the head of that family. And according to MacLennan and Morgan, this is how it led to the origin and development of state. And Professor Jenks, he reversed the theory of Henry Mann, and according to him, it was the community and tribe from which clans developed, and from clans families developed. So, to him, it is a kind of reverse method of Henry Mann by which state is originated and developed. The theory relating to origin of state at number 4 is the theory of force, and that theory of force is based on the human natural desire of craving for power and authority, and for which the desire for self-assertion continued, and due to that there was always ceaseless conflicts and aggression among different tribes, communities and clans. And in such way we found in history there were number of warring clans and tribes, and out of this conflict and aggression, and out of this carving for power and authority, those who became success, and out of that successful warfare, state originated. And this is the view of Professor Jenks. And Professor Bosanquet, according to him, state is necessarily a force. So, if state is a necessarily force, that means there is always ceaseless conflict and warfare among different clans and tribes, and that who succeeded in that conflict and warfare that led to rule over the defeated clans or tribes, and in this way state originated and developed. Professor Bernhardi, according to him, state originated out of force, and his theory is based on might is the supreme right. So, whichever tribe or clan or community that is mightier than the other clans or tribes or communities, that particular clan or tribe or community enjoy the supreme right to rule over all other clans or tribes, those who are not having that might. So, Professor Sorel also argued in favor of theory of force as the origin of state, and according to him, it is based on revolutionary right of the strong. So, those who are strong in the society or in the community, they are having the right to revolt against any authority, and when out of this revolution, if they succeed, they become strong and they are entitled to rule over all other communities, clans or tribes. And Professor Nietzsche expressed that the rare great minds who alone are fit to direct the destiny of the people. So, according to Nietzsche, it is again a kind of force that originated and developed among those who are having rare great minds. That means those rare great intellectuals and those who have the right to decide how and who will rule over others and who will decide the destiny of the community. So those intellectuals, as they are having rare minds, so they have absolute right to direct the destiny of the people. So the theory of force reflected its impact on Germany and Italy. So in Germany, the Nazi rule, and in Italy, the fascist rule are developed and established on the basis of theory of force. So this is how theory of force is regarded as an method for providing the origin and development of state. Our next theory is the social contract theory, and this social contract theory is based on state of nature, law of nature, and natural rights. So, at the early time, there was in society a state of nature, and that state of nature is the natural order prevailing in that society, and that natural order is governed and regulated by laws made by nature, and that was called law of nature. And at that time, those subjects or inhabitants of that state of nature, they were enjoying certain natural rights. But gradually, when conflict arose among those subjects and those living in that state of nature, so life became such brutish poor, as Hobbes explained in his Leviathan. So man went in favor of contract to protect and guarantee of his rights, so also his properties, etc. Life, liberty, and property. So, this theory of contract even found mention in the writings of Kautilya or Chanakya's Arthashastra as a kind of boost regarding the origin and development of state. This social contract theory was also supported and developed by the Greek sophists. So also it was found in feudal societies of Europe in medieval time, where the social contract was between the lord and vassal. So, social contract, according to Hobbes, was in between the sovereign and the subjects, which would provide protection to the life of those individuals or subjects who are in the state of nature, and that social contract would form a kind of civil society. According to Locke, another social contract theorist, in his book Two Treatises of Government, he also expressed the same ways of state of nature, law of nature, and natural rights. And when regarding social contract, he expressed that when a civil society is reached in between the contract of the sovereign and the subjects. Here, the subjects are independent and they are not completely under the sway or authority of the sovereignty, although the sovereign would provide protection and security to their life, liberty, and property, but whenever the sovereign will go in a wrong path, then he can be removed by the subjects. And that is the theory of Locke in his social contract. A French political scientist and philosopher who was another great exponent of the social contract theory in his work, The Social Contract, he also expressed that social contract theory is the beginning of civil society. So, the individuals out of social contract, they came out from state of nature and gradually they form civil society, and that civil society is nothing but state. So this is all about social contract theory regarding the origin and development of state.